and welcome back to the FetchQuest podcast, where we talk about video games and more. Today, I am your host, Guy, joined by my fellow co-host, Connor.
Hello.
And Liam.
Hello.
Every fish in the sea is the one for me.
From the shore to the deep, I swim so free.
What the hell are y'all singing? Ugh.
How could you not know about Peak? What are you, Liam?
What are you on? Bro, you're telling me you haven't listened to this?
You haven't heard Peak?
Ugh. Is that like PUBG or like Call of Duty or something? It sounds awful.
Oh my god. You troglodyte. It comes from the best game ever made. Some would say this game, in and of itself, is the victory royale.
Fortnite!
Oh yeah, that's right. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about Fortnite, potentially
Battle
the
Pass.
best game ever made. Not
Yeah.
really.
It's a very, very, very good game, though.
It has swim
I
free
like
in it.
yeah, I like it a lot.
It has
It's-
swim free and Peter Griffin in it. It is the best game
It's-
of all time.
It's at this point, I think we can all say it's a timeless classic now.
Exactly.
Calling Fortnite a timeless classic. That's really crazy to think that like you can say that when the game is we saw its release. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did say its release.
Just every time I remember that Fortnite's gonna be like 7 years old, it's literally that gif of the guy like aging in like 2 seconds. That's how I feel every single time.
Yeah.
Because
That's just fair.
it's like I remember like season 4, the original season 4, getting on and like trying to unlock the superhero skins, playing through like the desert in season 5. It's such a nostalgic like thing to look back on. That's why I love the OG season so much, because it's like, wow, it actually is super nostalgic for me.
I played the game when season 1 came out, so I've seen this game go through a lot. I was there whenever the battle pass was first introduced. I was there whenever everyone, like, the coolest thing you could do is have the Black Knight skin, which is also like the coolest thing you could do now, but like back then it is such a different game than it was in. There was like a very small item shop. There were no collab skins. There was one map that was gonna be like just slowly change over time. Like it wasn't like big changes. It was just gonna be slow changes the entire time. And now look at it. You can
Peter Griffin.
you can be Goku hitting Bird is the Word while killing Ariana Grande with your teammates Spider-Man and Travis Scott.
Which is awesome.
It's awesome.
It's just a crazy thing that exists.
I genuinely like it's crazy because like Fortnite like was popular in 2018, but it's like when it got the collabs, I would say in like what was it like? Oh god, chapter 8 of season. Season 8 of chapter 1. That's when shit really got like
what collabs?
Chapter 8 of season of chapter 8 of no fuck season. I'm so bad about
chapter
this.
2. It was chapter 2.
Well, okay, chapter 2 did have a lot.
Yeah,
I'm
chapter
referring
2 had
to
a big collab season, but chapter 1, season 8 is when I'm pretty sure the first collab started dropping.
That's what I mean. That is exactly what I mean. I had brain rot for a second. I don't know what happened.
You just thought about Fortnite and you were like, this is the best thing ever made, and I just can't think anymore.
You're kind of right.
So, if you want an idea for how many like collabs there have been, because I think a lot of people nowadays sort of just think like, oh, Fortnite's just collabs, but it's had a lot of collabs before. Like, the collabs started in season 4, technically, in the original season 4, because they had the Thanos mode.
I remember that. It was in season. Oh my god, that was like the first ever big collab they did.
Yeah,
Yeah, it correlated with like the
Infinity
start of
War.
yeah, and it was such a fun event too, and they had really cool like LTMs. They had all like this really cool like stuff, and the original season or the original chapter 1, I guess you call it now, was just
Chapter
like
1, yeah.
it just had so much like charm to it, which is really cool.
Yeah. So I'm just good. Like, I'm not gonna list every single collab because we would literally be here for probably like 10 minutes. But I am gonna list all the collabs that happened in chapter one because I think those are some of the some of the really important ones to go over. We obviously had the
I agree.
Infinity Gauntlet. Then we had the NFL ones that were introduced in season 6, which forget that happens sometimes. Then in season 7 you had the Marshmallow collab. Then in season 8 you had the two like big Marvel collabs. You had the Endgame mode and then the skins. And then season 9 gave us John Wick, which was really cool. Then you had the Stranger Things collab in season 9. Then you had the an Air Jordan collab, and then in season 10 you had Borderlands 3, Air Cat Batwoman and Catwoman, and some person named Major Lazer, which I don't know the Major Lazer, but the Borderlands 3 and DC ones were also really big.
That was big. Yeah, they didn't add like any of the main characters. They added like a psycho for 3. I remember that.
They added Pandora, it says on the thing.
They had like okay, I remember the collab. They had this for skins. They had they had a psycho. They had a claptrap backbling, and then in the bottom right of the map where Paradise Palm was, they had a borderline effect or Borderlands effect on the entire portion. So
Yeah.
you'd go there and you'd look very different. And it was kind of sick.
Okay, hold on. I know I said I wasn't going to list every collab, but I do want to point out how many collabs were in Chapter 2, Season 5. Because holy shit. You
I know
had
there's a lot.
The Mandalorian from Star Wars. You had Master Chief. You had The Walking Dead. You had more Marvel stuff. You had Green Arrow. You had the Predator from Predator, not Dream, the Predator. You had G.I. You had G.I. Joe, you had The Flash, you had Tron, you had Street Fighter, you had Alien, and you had Laserbeam and Ant-Man. And then you had Kratos as well.
Bring him back, please.
Also, I think that was the Naruto collab.
Let me.
I remember that because I remember playing it when the Mandalorian was in the Battle Pass. So I'm pretty sure I'm right.
I think you're wrong because it says here is Chapter 2, Season 8 when Naruto came out.
No, you're wrong. Yeah.
Well, I guess I just remembered wrong.
But
I'm
yeah,
just, I'm
no,
just, I'm fucking with you.
I think it is important to remember that the collabs are a big part of Fortnite. Like, I remember I stopped playing around season 10 in chapter 1, and I think I was made two reasons. I think chapter 10 is when you started seeing the super sweats come out. The people, the meme. You shoot at them and they build the Eiffel Tower. You shoot them at once, build Eiffel Tower. I think that's when that really started to take effect. And two, I sort of just got bored of it. But when I heard they were bringing like Aquaman to the battle pass in, I think it was like season 2 or chapter 2 season 2, like I started playing again. And then I didn't play again ever again after that
Well,
until
I kind of want to talk about that. I know there was like a time where people thought like Fortnite was cringe and whatnot because like a lot of young kids were playing it at the time. Because like I won't lie when I say like I was not a part of that because I was.
I will say I was a part of that sphere for a bit where I was like, man, Fortnite's so cringe. They bring in all these collabs and stuff and it's like blah blah blah, and it was like and I think back on that and I'm like, man, I was a fucking loser. Because it's like,
What's
there's
changed?
yeah, it's changed. Yeah, because it's like I mean, there's nothing initially wrong with the collab stuff, and I think it's fine because it's like you're bringing in more audiences, and now Fortnite's actually fun because of zero build, which I think we should get into.
That was actually extremely important to like I would say Fortnite's success, being that like people who like I know that a big complaint people had with Fortnite was that they couldn't get past over like people who just like were so much better at building than them, but they love the gunplay, but they just didn't want to have to deal with it, which is entirely fair, by the way,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I am one of those people.
Like
So what
every
they
time,
introduced, like I would say a few years ago, probably the best change they've had to the game is
yeah,
the no build mode.
yeah, I do not think it is a like stretch to say that zero build saved the game. I do not think that's a stretch at all
No, it's
because
not.
because that is what got me in back into Fortnite. Because I remember, guy, you reached out to me. It was like, hey, I know we play like I think we were playing Apex a lot back then because I think Apex had like a good update and stuff like that. But we were playing Apex a lot, and you were like, "You want to try out Fortnite?" I was like, "I don't really want." And I remember this. I was like, "I don't want to deal with like sweats that constantly build every time I shoot them." It's like, "Oh no, there's zero build now," and that literally got me back into the game. And now it's like actually really fun, and enjoy playing Fortnite a lot because of zero build. Because I don't have to deal with people constantly editing on me whenever I'm just trying to win a game. And I,
Yeah.
I think I don't know remember, but I'm pretty sure there's an article or something I saw, and it graphed the like player like count and how much it was like sort of dropping, and then when it added zero build back, it like spiked because that despite and despite the fact that that's where Fortnite's success came from, because that's what made people play it, and that was a big part of why people played it in the first place. It was
Yeah, I was
the
about to say I wouldn't exactly say that's the reason why Fortnite's successful.
I wouldn't okay, yeah, I won't say it's the reason, but it was a big reason because it was unique and people were like, this is a cool concept and it's doing something different from the typical battle royales and stuff like that.
Well, at the time, Battle Royale was sort of still a novel idea. I mean, you had like Daisy, you had PUBG, those were like the big ones. And those were like hyper realistic, like those types of things.
Yeah.
And then this one comes in and it's a little cartoony build, haha, cuddle team leader, blah, 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 whatever. And everyone was like, wow, this is a really novel, fun idea. And like, everyone was starting to like really get into it. And then like, you had people like playing it who you would never think would play it. It got like people who didn't play many video games into video games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
the battle royale like the genre in general just like did that to a lot of people. You know what I mean?
yeah. Um again, like I'm not gonna say it's the only reason. There are multiple factors to why Fortnite got to be the absolute titan of a video game it is now, but I do not think it's a stretch to say that building was a big reason because, again, it was novel, it was unique, it was something that had a different level of skill involved with it, and I think a lot of people sort of think that you have to play build because of that because that's what's unique about Fortnite. But there's a big difference from build now and build back then because build back then nobody had any clue what they were doing. You would build a wall and that was about it.
Trump.
They also had system mechanics in place that they changed later on that made building insane, which was turbo building.
Yeah,
That was introduced later on and it very much changed the entire game.
yeah.
And in
And
my opinion, a little for the worse, but like it made the game insane. And like that's kind of like what the game I think should be. It should just be like an insane game that you would just have no clue what's going on.
That is I agree with that because like I'm not gonna play Fortnite competitively because like why would you? But
yeah,
it's also just like I do want to not feel like I'm getting sweated on. You know what I mean?
exactly, and that's why I think zero build was such a big thing, and why so many people are playing Fortnite now because of zero build, because you can have a regular game and not have to worry about some huge sweaty build fight happening. And I mean, the most fun I've had with Fortnite is because of zero build, because of that thing, because of that addition.
Yeah.
And I will be honest, I do not understand people who want to play build, because at least now it's just so sweaty.
My question is just to get off of build, because like I do understand where you're coming from with that. It can still be fun, but my question is, Liam, did you ever have a point in Fortnite where like you quit because you felt like it was kiddie or whatnot?
Not
Or like,
kitty, but like I think it was just I maybe a little bit kitty. I think it was around like season 9 when they started like at like I don't remember, like it was like a volcano. There was like a volcano in chapter 1. I've had several points in the game. I barely played any of season 2 or chapter 2. I barely played any of that. I think I played like once or twice, but what got me back into the game was chapter 3 season 1 with the Spider-Man gloves and like those types of items. And like that's what like I was like, damn, this is sick as fuck.
no, yeah, I agree.
Was
I
there ever a moment like that for you, guy?
I mean, yeah, like it was season 7 of chapter 1 where I just felt like the game wasn't as rewarding to a point, and it just felt like I was just playing with annoying people the entire time, if you know what I mean. Which I mean, fuck, nothing's really changed, but I just feel like I just the fun just kind of lost it. I lost the fun, and that's something I didn't want to see for that game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I think around chapter, I don't know. I didn't stop playing, but I know, all I know is that when I quit playing Fortnite for a while, it was mainly just because I wasn't having fun. Because it's like there was hardly anyone I knew that still played it. There were a bunch of sweats, and it was just overall not something that I enjoyed playing. But
Yeah.
again, I think because of like all the new changes and stuff like that, I think it's a lot more fun now. Like, to talk about the most recent season, the addition of modded weapons and the new mythics are insanely fun. And I've had them. I think this second season of Chapter 5 is probably some of the most fun I've ever had with the season, because of all the new mechanics and stuff like that.
I can definitely see that. I think like I feel like every single person has a very different like favorite season, because like this game really does have something for everyone. You
Yeah, I
It
agree.
does. And I guess I kind of want to ask, like, why do you guys play Fortnite?
right
I
now it's to play with friends. If
Yeah,
my
same here.
like that's the main reason, but like the game itself is fun, don't get me wrong, but like there aren't many multiplayer games out right now where I'm like, yeah, this is what I want to play right now, because that's kind of like what happened. The market got super saturated, and now there are very few games where I'm like, I'd rather play this than like Fortnite.
Yeah, I agree. I also play it because of how like versatile it is. Because again, as Liam said, the main reason I play is because I have a lot of friends that play it, but because of, the fact that it's available on every platform, the fact that it's free, it's like I can play it with anyone, because if you don't have it, there's sort of like no excuse, I feel like, besides the fact that you just don't want to get it, which is fair. I'm not It's, if you don't want to play Fortnite, that's fair. I'm just saying it's on every platform available besides like Apple, because of the whole Fortnite Apple sort of thing. But
I don't. Yeah, that is actually an interesting topic I want to talk about.
yeah,
Fortnite has actually gotten into a lot of lawsuits, like especially with Apple in the past few years of its existence. That, frankly, like I don't know like the details much of it, but I just think it's really interesting that like they did technically. I know one of the lawsuits was like microtransactions and whatnot with like the V-Bucks system that they had to like change or like they got rid of Fortnite because of that or something like that.
The whole thing was they wanted to make it where you had to go through the App Store to make purchases, but Epic wanted to do their own thing where you don't have to do that. So they are like, oh, then you can't be on our service. So
Yeah,
it
Apple
was,
wanted to be more greedy, essentially.
yeah,
I mean, I get the vision.
yeah. So that's what happened, but I don't think it's still on Apple, but uh,
So yeah, no, it isn't because I have a Mac and I once tried to see if I could play Fortnite on my Mac, and it's like stuck in I think chapter 2 season 3. I think it's like permanently stuck in chapter 2 season 3.
That's awesome.
It's really funny. It's super low quality. It's like I don't even think you can play games, I think. It's just it's like only with like maybe 10 people. It's funny, but I do remember seeing something. It could have been, clickbait or false, but I do remember seeing a thing where it's like there are considerations of Apple adding Fortnite back onto the store and stuff like that. So who knows? Maybe you will be able to play Fortnite on the Mac sometime soon.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Um, I was just, y- I think the only thing I want to say more on the topic
Yeah.
is the absolutely hilarious video Fortnite made where they depicted Apple as like the man like thing with the whole like black and white. It's on a giant screen. It's a guy talking at the camera sort of thing.
1984,
Yeah,
yes.
1984. They made a commercial with Apple depicted as that, and it was so funny. It's so funny because it's like I'm sure I'm sure Liam's also seen it, but if you haven't seen it, please look it up. It's very ironically funny.
What was I about to say? I do want to talk about like the future that this game is heading towards because like I love how we haven't even like talked about what exactly Fortnite is. It's just kind of something everyone knows. But
Yeah,
like,
it's like Pokemon. It's like everyone knows Pokemon, and it's like I feel
but
like everyone knows.
as I was saying, I do feel like we're entering an age of Fortnite where I feel like it's not going to be a battle royale forever. Like obviously I still think it's gonna have the battle royale modes, but I don't think it's gonna classify itself as that because like with chapter 5, we got some very big changes. Main ones being Rocket
Lego,
Racing and Lego
Lego
Fortnite,
Minecraft,
which
and Fortnite
completely different
Festival,
genres.
and Fortnite Festival.
Oh, and Fortnite Festival, you're right. God, those are huge ones.
Yeah, it's. I think it's a good change because I will say, Chapter 4, the latter half of Chapter 4 was not good, not good. Don't the jungle, man, the jungle was.
That I getting back on track.
But
I get what you're
I
talking about,
was
Connor, but it's like I'm more talking about like what they're doing in general because that's just a season thing. You know what I mean?
I know what I'm saying is that I think it's a good change because I do think there was a little bit of like a sour taste in the mouth, especially with some of the other stuff, and so I think it's a big change because from a business standpoint,
Well, it's a big change, yeah, but do you think it's a good change?
I think so because
it's becoming less of a video game and more for a platform for get video games, and
yeah,
I genuinely think that's like sick. It's like I even though I hate to compare it, it's becoming like Roblox, but like a much higher quality Roblox.
yeah, I agree. I I think it's a great change because I think they revealed in a recent um thing that they're now gonna allow you to make your own like Lego Fortnite islands, which is sick because it's like you could make your own entire like world and like video. You could theoretically make an entire Lego game in Fortnite because of how the engine builder would work. and I know people have done similar things in Fortnite, like creative mode. Like they've made like I think like a raid boss sort of stuff. Like it's really cool, and I think especially with how versatile it's becoming, I think it's going to be really good for its longevity with like how much it's going to stay alive now, especially when you consider like the fact that all the future collabs they could do, all the like creative aspects, all the main updates they could do. I think it's a really good change for the game and helping it stay alive in the current like I guess atmosphere of games.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, like, I do want like people to be creative with it because like it gives people a platform to be creative with, but it's also like I don't want Fortnite to overtake potential chances that other developers have. You know what I mean?
No, and that is true. I definitely agree with that, but I think it could help because um I remember that there are a bunch of like stuff I've seen from like horror creators that will get their feet off the ground because they would make like maps on like Roblox or something, and a lot of people would like them, and they would keep developing games and stuff like that. And I think that's what Fortnite could be. It's where developers, like up and coming developers, could throw something together and put it in Fortnite, and people can like like it and review it, and that'll like help the developer get their feet off the ground with both experience, and it'll get more eyes on them. So I do get where you're coming from with the whole like it could like overshadow upcoming developers, but I don't think it's going to be like a huge sort of thing because I still think Fortnite's biggest appeal is going to be the battle royale mode and all the collabs and all that stuff. I still think that's going to be its main appeal.
Even though my favorite part is not even the battle royale anymore, it's Fortnite Festival. I
True.
love Fortnite Festival.
Dude, you kind of right.
Fortnite Fest. It's going to be so great when the Fortnite Festival Hatsune Miku collab happens.
Dude, I will actually probably shouldn't say that. I will actually just faint. I will swoon because I want Hatsune Miku Fortnite so bad.
Dude, it's gonna be awesome. If Hatsune Miku comes to Fortnite, I am buying that off rip.
Oh, me too. That's like their monetization model is, although it's ruined gaming forever because let's be real.
We haven't even talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the Fortnite business model was free game but with a battle pass, and that has become the norm for so many games, and that has ruined good games. I don't care what anyone says. I loved Overwatch 1, but Overwatch 2 was ruined because the developers were like, okay, there's a lot more that's wrong with the game than just, battle pass bad. But the battle pass was the worst thing that they ever implemented because they made the heroes that you had to buy or that you had to play, you had to get through the battle pass if you wanted them.
Yeah, it was bad.
It's
was
a
pretty
terrible
bad.
model, and Fortnite I think is that they've done it right so well because it is purely cosmetic. You can't get anything good, or unlike other games like Call of Duty has like you actually have to pay to get certain weapons, unless you like grind the game, which people just don't want to do. And it's like it's crazy.
And it's even affected like non-shooter battle royale games. Like Street Fighter 6 has a battle pass.
Tekken 8 has a battle pass.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's like it's so popular because it's like you can advertise your game as like free or cheap or something, and then if they have to buy a battle pass, it's like you're just getting more money from them. And I think the best the best battle pass that has come out of late is Helldivers 2
Oh,
because
objectively,
yeah,
it just is.
because it is completely free. You can get it with in-game currency. You can dude, I love that battle pass.
and
It will never disappear. The battle passes
exactly.
persist. It's such a good thing. Like, because the whole thing about a battle pass is, oh shit, I have to play the game because I don't want to miss this really sick thing. That's part of the whole like trap that they put you in is like, oh dude, you're gonna miss out on this, and that's like one of my biggest gripes with Fortnite right now is putting
Yeah.
collabs into the battle pass, because like if people like really like for this season example, people really like Korra and they want to get Korra, but they're, I don't know, maybe they're on vacation, maybe they're doing this, maybe they're doing that, and they don't have enough time to get the Korra skin, they can never get the skin again. That is gone forever. I really wish I had gotten the Mandalorian skin, but I can never get the Mandalorian skin because I didn't play when that came out.
Yeah. Spider-Man is literally one of my favorite fictional characters, and I will never be able to get a, Spider-Man skin, like, the
Miguel O'Hara.
You can't get the iconic skin that like everyone
Yeah,
knows him for.
like the Spider-Man appearance, because it was locked to a battle pass. And I think that Fortnite, like, even from a business perspective, I think if they had a thing where you could just buy the previous battle passes and just work through them like on your own pace, I think that would be like super cool. It would make them a lot of money because of all that, because they're buying more skins, and I just think they're wasting an opportunity. But
Yeah, no,
I
they
think
are.
I think that's about enough time for Fortnite. Do you have
Yeah.
any closing points we want to make?
Yeah, I'll start off. I think that like Fortnite is just a lot of fun, and I do think that like it is a game that I'm really not gonna take all that seriously. Like I understand that it has really cool shit that comes out, and like it does collabs with some of my favorite media, but I'm not gonna like treat it as like big as a lot of people will. And frankly, it's just a fun game. I like it a lot, and I think people should appreciate it for like what it's done, but also call it out for the shit it also has done to the gaming scene. Because there's good and bad with it, but I do think together we can make the ultimate Fortnite victory royale lobby.
Yeah,
You're so
I
right.
I'll make this brief. Um, I agree. I I don't take Fortnite seriously. Like, if I ever praise it, it's 99% of the time ironically. Like, and I will gladly call out Fortnite for like crap it's done. Like the battle pass system and the new UI, just for examples, like those things are flawed and they need to be changed. But I think it's fun. I enjoy playing it with friends. I enjoy, you know, grinding the battle pass sometimes. I enjoy Fortnite Festival and all the other new modes besides Rocket Racing. But I think it's fun, and I think that's all it really needs to be, is fun.
And that's fair, man. What about you, Liam?
I think I think it is like it should be like a standard for like how a free-to-play system in a game works, because that's like honestly that is the future of games, is a free-to-play model. Like it just is like there's so many games that are,
Yeah.
it works so well, it gets a lot of like revenue, like it works too well for to not be like a model, and I think Fortnite is a perfect standard. It shows how to do the model right. It's like even though it has its problems, it's still got like really cool stuff too. Like
Yeah,
it's,
I,
and
I agree.
that's just gonna be like how the like future is. It's like it kind of is the future of like video games. Like it's kind of corny to say that, but it's true. This game is like gonna be the new standard for games. It kind of is already. It's a very big game, and it's only going to get bigger. I don't think it will go anywhere anytime soon.
It won't.
So,
It won't. It just keeps getting bigger.
and
But
I
yeah.
mean, with like everything that's added, like, bro, we're getting Lego Ninjago. Whoever would have thought that Lego Ninjago would be in Fortnite? It's like this game is just immortal.
Yeah, I think we're past the point of like Copium saying, "Oh, Fortnite's not that popular." No, it's literally the biggest game in the world. I don't think it's ever not going to be for a while.
Minecraft and Fortnite are like have cemented themselves as like the like kind of like the perfect formula for their genre of game.
Yeah, that is true. I agree there. All right, but I think that calls it for today. Overall, Fortnite pretty epic. But with that being said,
Pretty
guys,
epic.
thank you so much for watching. We have been FetchQuest, and this has been our episode on Fortnite Battle Royale. Thank you very much. See
Victory
you later.
Royale!
#1 victory royale. Bye bye.
Yeah, Fortnite. Bye bye.